and welcome my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 5-card draw What Do I Need read for this new moon in Aries, waxing to full moon in Libra, April 2021. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, Virgo sun sign. Hello, the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi. Hey guys, hey my Virgs, my Virgins, hope you are all well. This Virgo is doing pretty good. My book Words of Grace is actually selling pretty well on Kindle. Thank you Dylan Martinson, my Kindle editor, bless his heart. Sometimes it takes a millennial, folks. I didn't know EPUB. What the fuck's an EPUB? It's a place you go to drink E, and not since the 80s. That being said, if you want to check out my book Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, please do. There are links in the description box on Kindle. You can look at the first bunch of pages if you like. And you do not need Kindle to get something on Kindle. You just need the Kindle app. Who knew? I didn't. Now I do. Passing on the information is what I do best as a Virgo. Also on my Drawing the Circle Productions Facebook page, not the group, that's the Mark Angelo Lyons Mal for short Facebook group. There are links for those in the description box below as well. But I have been monetized on Facebook so I can do tarot parties and workshops, all Zoom formats. We can record even private readings with people. So if you want to book me for something or you want to check me out and you're on Facebook, apparently you can take the Facebook events without being on Facebook. I don't know how that works, but it's doable. Like I said, links are all down below. My business out of the way, let's get down to our business. My Virgo collective, we are going to do a 5-card draw. 1 card from 5 different decks representing air, fire, water, earth, and spirit to get you the clues, tips, and hints that you need for a specific time frame. The new moon in Aries. Something's on fire. Okay, an alarm going off. We are looking at the new moon in Aries on Sunday, April 11th at 10:31 p.m. and then the waxing moon, we're doing a waxing moon read, to the full moon in Libra on Monday, April 26th, 11:32 p.m. All times are Eastern because I'm in New York. Please don't make me do the math if unnecessary to do so. You apply that to your time zone. And we're looking at what it is you need to build, to grow, to cast for. Now, I will say, a new moon in Aries on a Sunday. First of all, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so a great time to initiate a whole new thing in your life. And on the day of Sunday, the day of success, the day of the sun, the day of Apollo, it's like, oh, it's so good, even though it's a little late at night. You can wait and do your new moon on Monday if you have that Duran Duran thing going on, which I do. I'm probably going to do mine Sunday night. I don't mind working at midnight. I can. I'm self-employed. Let me check with the boss. Yeah, he says it's fine. It's me. So let's get up in this gig, right? We're going to get you... Really, I could have called... If you're a witch, you'll appreciate this. If not, bear with me. This is like a spell ingredients reading. Fire, earth, air, water, spirit. My guides are genius. They're like, all right, tell them to do this. Or at least show them to do this, right? So let's get up in this gig. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box. We're going to start with the Healing with the Angels Oracle, and we'll go through. I'll call out the other ones as I go. Please, 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 all I can ask for anyone watching any of my videos, receiving any of my readings, to remember standard YouTube reading rules apply. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I really wish they would make that part of the community guidelines, but they're not. Probably won't. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because your sun is going to get different information than your moon, than your rising, than your Venus, and I include Venus signs in here because some people just want to love what they do. Venus. I do, for sure. Having a lot of fun doing this. So, the only thing else I can ask, both feet on the floor, if you can, you know, if you're kicking back, that's fine. Focus on your breath, if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, the guidance, and the grace that I can from the pantheons of the divine to which I incarnated to work with, to help you guys out, to really help everybody on earth if I can. This new moon to full moon, at least. Please take a nice deep breath. I know, 10 minutes of exposition just to get to that breath. Here we go. My angels. Oh, my delicious angels of earth and the sign of Virgo, my Arielites, my Urielites, my Oriolites, direction of the north, powers of earth, please, 1 card in clarity for the Virgo collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading. Who is the healing angel they most need to call upon for the element of air? To think about, to contemplate, to ponder. This new moon in Aries waxing to full in Libra. the healing angel of music. Now, I'll tell you, music is a huge part of my healing regimen every morning. Well, I go to sleep with those binaural beat stuff. Like I pick a different one every night and subliminal programming, this or that, all with music. Sometimes it's a black screen, so it don't wake me up. Other times it's this cool image, right? I love YouTube. But then really in the morning, once I've done my prayer and my meditation and stuff, I think it's called Mal's Musical Melange playlist. It's mostly 80s stuff and 90s stuff. And I put that on and, I do my yoga first and then I shake it out a little bit, right? So the healing angel of music, what would its function be? To bring you music to help you heal, right? Or if you have a musical skill, singer, writer, instrument, anything like that, even just poetry, right? To be able to use that as a healing modality for a Virgo seems very, very interesting. Because, you need air to hear sound waves, but you can also feel sound waves through the element of earth, right? When the bass is turned up, and everything's vibrating, right? So it does definitely have a physical receptor there for the Virgos. Let's move on to our next deck. I love this deck. I will eventually review it. It's just the book is thick, so I want to make sure I read the book before I do it. The Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. They're so kick-ass. So we're using these for the element of fire, your will, your desire, that the healing angel of music, the element of air, would help fuel. Please take a nice deep breath. My 3M ancestors, the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism. Please, one card in clarity for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the piece of magical fragment for the element of fire from the magical spell cards that they need to implement with this healing angel of music, this new moon in Aries, waxing to full in Libra? Inspiration. Now, music and inspiration go very well together. You have no idea how many times a song will come on the radio, or I'll have it on a random playlist or something I haven't listened to before, and it'll be like, oh my god, I was just thinking that, or ding, 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 ding. It's what I call musical tarot or audio tarot, right? So the spell that they give you here, a very Egyptian kind of looking thing on there. I don't know if you can see that. Isis. Okay, so we're dealing with the Egyptians. Isis, goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. Isis, goddess of magic, I ask thee, 10 beats, to bring your inspiration to me. It's a 10-9. Man, go for a 9-9 or a 10-10. Virgo. So it's an interesting spell. Isis, goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. And it's nice to be able to say that name again. I have to be honest with you. When they co-opt the name of a goddess for political reasons, never a good idea. She does tend to not like that. But Isis is also the mother of all. So you could say a mother of inspiration, a mother of creativity. And certainly her myth is very, very diverse depending on interpretation. So if you care to work with a matron goddess like that, a mother goddess like that, then by all means, go for it. But make sure you do your research first, because inspiration through music, with the healing angel music, that's pretty cool. Now, of course, you don't have to make that spell to Isis necessarily. You could say, whoever, goddess of magic, I ask of thee to bring... Well, that would make it a 9-9, right? Goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. It's a little clunky. I like rhyme and meter to go like that. Unless I can iambic pentameter that fucker. I know how to shake a spear, believe me. Okay, so we got our air, element of air. We got the angels, the healing angel of music, fire, the goddess Isis, inspiration. Bring your inspiration to you. Let's see what the Whispers of Love Oracle has to say. Higher selves of all involved. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, for the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Watching this video, receiving this reading, what is the Whisper of Love? The piece of information, inspiration, and or insight this Virgo needs with this healing angel of music in their element of air, inspiration in their element of fire. Sometimes, what's the point of doing anything unless you're inspired to do it? So what's their element of water here? The more emotional part of this that they need to be aware of, this new moon in Aries, waxing to full in Libra, April 2021. Look at your pattern in relationships. And I get it, right? There's always something there to remind me. That song comes on and boy, it's like ex-boyfriend flash flood starts shuffling through my head. But again, this isn't just about romantic relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. So this is something more masculine energy that the higher selves through your element of water is telling you. Pay attention to how you feel. And if you're feeling like that you need to make a change here, that you need to heal, that you need to transform, then certainly that healing could be inspired by listening to music, maybe even moving to music. We are mutable earth Virgos, where I can dance. I was classically trained, jazz, tap, ballet, modern. I was a postmodern dancer for a year or so up in Boston in the 80s, but I still bust a move every day if I can. I mean, I'm 52, my lower back is like, fuck you, but you know, a little flexor roll and a little, I don't know, a little Sheena Easton. Wasn't I listening to Strut earlier this morning? It's a great wake-up song, right? So to pull back, and by looking at your patterns in relationship, you can certainly get an inspiration of, oh my God, I have always played that role. Right? Have you ever, no, this is not just for the women watching this, but as Virgos, we tend to be a little bit of a caretaker a little bit. But have you noticed that a lot of the, particularly for women, but again, this isn't gender specific, that the people you attract into your life romantically, you tend to take care of, and therefore you end up being mommy? Yeah, I don't do that anymore. And then they want to call me daddy. I'm like, I'm not putting you through college. First of all, you're in your 40s. Because I'm 52. And here comes the garbage truck. Oh well, I will pause this if necessary. It could also just be a delivery, but it sounds like a garbage truck. So what an interesting air, fire, and water. Music, inspiration, and look at your patterns in relationship, what might mean pulling back and seeing some larger picture stuff here. Now, I will say this now turns this into a soul contract read, because every relationship has a soul contract reason, season, or lifetime, right? The person online 6 feet away from you at Starbucks, as well as, you know, somebody who's in your life for a period of time, longer than that, or some people just lifelong contracts. Let's see what the Crystal Oracle has to say. Tony Carmine Salerno is the artist and the author. I love this deck. It is actually an oracle. It actually makes portends and stuff. So I figured what better for the element of earth, the voice of Archangel Ariel, which is one of the 3 archangels of earth, powers of the north. Let's see what she's got to say. Breathe. Because she's also the Archangel of Lyons, believe it or not. This is what the word Ariel means. Lion or lioness of God. And my name's Archangel of Lyons. Breathe. My beloved Archangel Uriel, I love you. Please, one card in clarity for us beloved Virgo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this reading, watching this video, receiving this reading, giving this reading. Because I could see any of these playing out for me in this combination so far. I don't know, it's a personal read for me yet, but what is the perfect crystal oracle message for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the Angel of Music, in the element of air, element of fire, inspiration, element of water, looking at their patterns and relationships and looking at them emotionally, really getting in touch with the heart feelings that come up with the patterns. So what is their perfect element of earth? To help them ground this, maybe a crystal to help them with that spell fragment and the mantra that will come next to the healing Angel of Music as they look at their pattern in relationships, this new moon in Aries, waxing to full in Libra. Kyanite, another piece. I love kyanite. It's Kyan Cressleyite, pretty stone. This is actually for kyanite a little more grayish. You tend to see it a little bit more blue, sometimes purple, if I remember correctly. Can also be a little bit of a flaky stone, so you want to, it's going to be really hard to reproduce, so it'll probably be a little bit more expensive than like rose quartz, for sure, having been in the gem and mineral business over and over again. But it's not that hard to find, but usually set in jewelry. Like, you rarely find a piece of tumbled kyanite. So, your key words for kyanite: intuition, ideas, and dreams, which is very along the lines of inspiration here. Pay attention to your intuition and your dreams over the coming days, for you are being guided towards deeper spiritual understanding and insight, perhaps understanding and insights about your patterns and relationships. Through this process, much of which occurs on a subconscious level or in your dream state, a rather ingenious idea, through this process, much of which occurs on a subconscious level or in your dream state, a rather ingenious idea will surface that will radically change your views on life, particularly your career. Interesting that they weave in that career part here, because that could mean that this is a relationship with someone in your work, career, vocation. And I'm simultaneously doing these new moon, full moon reads with the work, career, vocation reads. I don't think I've done Virgo yet. No, that's next. I did Leo today. So that'll be coming out soon. You might want to check that out. Kyanite will help you ground this idea as you discover ways of practically applying your ideas in your everyday life and work. That's great. To have an inspiration is one thing. To have a practical plan of application given to you step by step, it's an adventure. I'll say that. Being a YouTuber out of nowhere will do that. The idea will surface when you least expect it. Simply relax and allow yourself to be open to new possibilities and insights. Know that they already exist within you in an abstract spiritual form. So this is about taking stuff from the 8th chakra, right? That no word, but that divine plan piece drops down into the crown chakra like the satellite dish, hits the third eye, ding, 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 ding. So it goes inspiration, information, choice, emotion, willpower, etc., bringing it into physical form. Now, look at your pattern in relationships. This does now have a very, because of what it said about something to do with work here, and it might even be spiritual work, bringing something into form, manifestation. But if you are particularly employed or want to be employed in some way, shape, or form in the music industry, it certainly talks about that. The inspiration that you need, your relationship with the people in the industry, if you're in a band, you're right, or anything like that. Certainly this says that you've got an inspiration that wants to come through and wants to be anchored into form, but you need to look at your pattern in relationships here. And maybe that's a way of looking at your pattern in relationships. You could Taylor Swift it. Just write songs or whatever, you know, it does not necessarily have to be set to music. But like I just said to somebody yesterday, the Globe Sessions by Sheryl Crow is my divorce from my first husband. People ask me, have you had a second husband? I'm like, not my own. It's terrible. Last card down, he said, shuffling the Healing Mantra deck. I'm surprised it didn't turn into flames in my hands. I love this deck. Matt Kahn, a brilliant spiritual teacher. Check him out on YouTube. Matt Kahn, all for love, K-A-H-N. I'm very pro-Kahn. The Ascended Masters, we're going to say soulmate contracts, soul contracts because of that. Look at your pattern in relationships. Please take a nice deep breath. Uncross your legs, Mark. Yes, you're a Virgo, but you're doing a reading. All right, the Ascended Masters of Soul Contracts, because we got that look at patterns in relationship here. Please, one card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. What is perfect healing mantra that they need to work with? Let's work this backwards. That they could use with this kyanite, looking at their pattern in relationships, casting for inspiration in tandem with the healing angel of music. Perfect. This new moon in Aries, waxing to full in Libra, April 2021. Unhooking the past. There is nothing to regret when I learned from my past. This makes sense. This makes sense. Look at your pattern in relationships. There's nothing to regret when I learned from my past. With grounding this idea and healing your relationship patterns with music through inspiration, this is geniusly easy. Unhooking the past, I will read it from the bookie book. I try and keep the bookie book stuff to at least 2. You know, when I do these readings, when I do the extended readings, we have Archangel Michael and Kuan Yin over there as well, so it gets a bit much. But for a 5 cards, so you have air, fire, water, earth, and of course this would then be spirit completing the pentacle. Unhooking the past. There's nothing to regret when I learned from my past. When you unhook the past, you are able to see crucial moments of growth from fresh perspectives. It's interesting that this is a waxing moon read, but we're doing waning moon stuff here, right? It's about really, really seeing, letting go of the way you saw the past and seeing it in a new way. So really, come this new moon in Aries, you will really be able to focus on the inspiration, but at the same time, it feels like there's going to be a processing and seeing the past in a whole different way. That's what happens when you level up, right? You look at a math problem as a second grader and you look at the same math problem as a senior in high school. Obviously, they're different. This allows you to see the mistakes of your past as catalysts for development, not as something you did wrong. My good God, if we could just remember that, Virgo, our lives, well, our nervous systems would be a lot more relaxed. No, I didn't do something wrong. The mistakes I made were catalysts to make me move in the right direction. In other words, I had to do it the wrong way before I did it the right way, but that didn't mean I did it wrong. Does that make sense? No, but it can. It's a paradox. It's an opportunity to see how your previous actions could have been better aligned with your highest values. When you learn today the things you didn't know before, you are able to meet your current circumstances with renewed clarity, so the past can be unhooked instead of repeated. So if there has been a pattern in your relationships, this looks like the opportunity to break that. Now, I don't get what the part of the music angel is, the healing angel of music, but for some of you, it's going to be very specific. There are certain songs I know that I hear, instant emotional triggers, and they're always about other men. Well, with a hymn to her, Hymn to Her, is a song to the Threefold Goddess by the Pretenders. I highly recommend it. Makes me cry every time. So does They Don't Know About Us by Tracy Ullman. This mantra is ideal for overcoming self-criticism, releasing shame, and being more open-minded. Unhooking the past. Let me put this together for you. Nice deep breath. My collective pantheons of the divine, may this Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, get all that they need. Be blessed with all that they need. This new moon in Aries, such a prestigious initiatory new moon. Waxing to full, actually, Libra, the sign of partnerships, one-on-one partnerships that they will be reviewing in their relationships. May they be so blessed that they can take that piece of kyanite that they need to see things from a higher perspective and to help them ground in inspiration and to form as they look at their patterns and relationships, realizing that it does require inner strength to recognize that they need to change or modify their behavior while they are unhooking the past, learning that there is nothing to regret when they learn from their past, particularly casting for inspiration. Isis, goddess of magic, they ask of thee to bring your inspiration unto them. As they call upon and work with the healing angel of music in whatever way, shape, or form to ease this manifestation and to take this idea in while they purify aspects of past relationships that no longer serve, allowing them to surge forward, learning from their path, healing, blessing, inspiring, and perhaps even inspiring others through whatever music they share, whether here, listen to this song, or here I wrote this, or let me sing that, or let me do that, however that manifests through the Virgo collective sun, moon, rising sign, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, may they truly be a blessing upon all of life as we serve, unhooking the past, anchoring our inspirations into form while healing patterns in our relationships, working with the healing angel of music for the well-being of all. So mote it be, and so it is. For the highest good and harming none, as I will it, so to be done. Really, really lovely, my Virgos. So if you liked it, like it. Just hit the thumbs up button, that's all I ask. Or subscribe if you want more. Or hit that notification bell if you want to know when I'm posting shit, because I'm posting shit every day. Me or one of my collaborators that I am working with here. And check out my book, Words of Grace. It's really good. Just click the link. Just go look at it. It's so good. It's so good. I mean, I know I wrote it, and it sounds like self-promotion, but I'm a Virgo. I know my own worth. Took a while, but I know my own worth. That being said, may you find your own worth. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed, my beloved Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Hail. Farewell, my beloveds, and blessed, blessed be.